for a couple of seasons at Ruapuna Park in the mid-80s. Real good guy too, Steve. Good to see he's finally hang up the gloves, and give them to the wee man.
Yeah, well, Steve's raced, what, super saloons, midgets and sprint cars. About the only thing he hasn't driven at Ruapuna is the water truck. He's probably driven that. All right, we're going racings. 10-lap heats for the sprint cars, the Baypark Sprintcar Championships. This first couple of laps is going to be really interesting, and I reckon really fast as well. Murphy, as predicted, has gone straight upstairs, and he's already gone around at least 5 cars. Taylor just sort of moved up track in front of him as Colin Entwistle blasts away out in front. This will be a perfect sprint car track. Might be a little bit greasy for the first couple, but when they blow that material off, it will be a very racy joint. Entwistle hasn't had the best of luck with that brand new chassis. That was his Knoxville chassis he ran back in 2010 in America. As Rodney Wood, he got a fantastic start as well, got tight, pushed out towards the wall through 3 and 4, and did all of that good work he did early. Brad Tyrrell working forward. Here's Wood winding up on the top around Stephen Taylor, as already Entwistle about to get into lap traffic. Where's Peter Murphy? Murphy back there in about the 11th position, just struggling a little bit with the greasy conditions. He can't pick and choose where he wants to run, unlike the leaders, but Entwistle's going to have that opportunity taken away from him now, with James Darm knocking on the back bumper of the 4, down through 1 and 2. Here comes Mr. Angry, and here comes Jamie Duff up in 4th. Is Daniel Thomas doing a good job? Lowbuck racer, Darm to the inside of Entwistle, gets him hung up in lap traffic, gets back on the gas, but Entwistle to the outside, might get him hung up. In turn, as Darm gets back on the loud pedal, as McDonald goes to the inside of Entwistle. Side by side, Entwistle and McDonald. Entwistle gets the momentum off the top. Skinny Colson back there in about the 5th position. 6th is Coolworth, 7th Brindle, 8th Walling, 9th Wood, 10th Tyrrell. Go back to Stephen Taylor, and it's still Murphy back there in about the 12th position. He picks up the spot of Taylor, low side, through 3 and 4. 4 laps left to go here. James Darm leads it, but here comes Jamie McDonald. He's starting to get that bottom to low line working, as they're 3 wide down here on the front straight in traffic. Ben Quinn to the outside of Keaton Darm, and James and McDonald go by them like they're standing still. Entwistle with some smoke left side. Daniel Thomas up into the 3rd position. Skinny Colson follows him through into the 4th spot. Dean Brindle starting to get some laps going. He's in the 5th spot from Kilworth, Wood, Walling, Tyrrell, Murphy. Murphy loses the spot back to Stephen Taylor. But it's James Darm out in front. 14.6 for James Darm. Look for this track to get faster. White flag out. Heat number 1. James Darm's going to do it. 6M. 71A. Then we'll go back to the 55 of Daniel Thomas. Great run for the youngster. 22, Dean Brindle got up to 4th ahead of Colson. Wood, Entwistle going back, 75-14. Factor, but he's got Peter Murphy and Rodney Wood right in behind them. Just got the official word, no pole shuffle, so we'll go straight to the main event. So 2 heats and a feature. So the 2 heats will determine the starting grid for the Baypark Sprintcar Championship a little bit later on tonight. Tony Eulenberg, first time here, I believe, at Baypark, in the familiar colours of the Eulenberg family out of New Plymouth. Daniel Thomas had a good run in that first heat. As I said, the results in that first heat were James Darm, Jamie McDonald, Daniel Thomas, Dean Brindle, Skinny Colson and Rodney Wood. Speaking of Daniel Thomas, who was a former mini-sprint racer, New Zealand Mini-Sprint Grand Prix at Palmerston North, Jamie Larson, who's been racing a sprint car out of Western Springs this summer, he won the New Zealand Mini-Sprint Grand Prix down there in Palmy, and we've got the mini-sprints here with us at the next meeting, the Andrew Edwards Memorial Mini-Sprint Invitation, so looking forward to seeing the mini-sprints back here. Dominated last year by Dane Maxwell, who stepped up to the midgets, so no Dane Maxwell to contend with for the mini-sprint races. But we've got some very good races. Christian Hermanson from down Palmerston North, and a few other regulars from down that way heading up towards us in the next few days as we go green with the sprint cars over the start stripe. Duff gets a great start. Pickerel leads them away as Wood goes upstairs. Murphy didn't get the greatest of starts. Keaton Darm got the better of that deal as Dean Brindle got mixed up further back. Also involved there was Daniel Thomas. Oh, Pickerel wheels up with Rodney Wood right alongside as they charge down into 1 and 2. Wood high side. Here goes Murphy starting to wind up on the top as Rodney Wood pulls Teros and chases down Jamie Duff. I said to watch Duffy, and he did a good job off the start, but he's got Wood chasing him. Pickerel and Murphy now up into 4th. Now works low side on Pickerel. Little bit of a touch there. Just moved the Century Batchings 18 across as Rodney Wood goes downstairs. That's Duff up against the fence. He's broken something in the steering. It's broken something in the steering. He did a great job to keep it off the fence, and he's done equally as good a job. It's broken I think one of the, either a radius rod or something, but Duff is just really struggling to get around, to get down onto the bottom of the racetrack to get it out of the way. So Rodney Wood out in front with lap traffic coming. Murphy up the second. Pickerel, Tyrrell, Darm. There goes Jamie Duff to the inside. Definitely broken steering for the Comcut 19. Yellows, Steve Walling.
Two.
Oh, mate, how he kept it off the fence in that first one, I'll never ever know. Former South Island champ, Ruapuna, back at his home track.
It's broken a bolt holding the radius rod on. You are quite right. Well done, mate. Well done.
Main track rod that goes the full width across the car.
Too right. So the left front wheel was just basically hanging there.
Oosh, that's frightening. That is frightening.
I've got a young man down here just trying to calm himself down. He's a little bit annoyed, obviously. It's a long way to come for this sort of thing to occur. But,
well, he was leading. He was leading.
Indeed. And he knows it. I'm looking at him now. He knows it.
So Rodney Wood out in front. The Makatu Poultry Farms Eagle. Peter Murphy, Greg Pickerel, Brad Tyrrell, Keaton Darm, Stephen Taylor, Dean Brindle. Jamie McDonald, the first of those that featured in that first heat, is back in about the 9th position. So it's going to be pretty tight for points here.
Mate, you were driving fantastically up until that point, and hey, mate, we all make mistakes. Alrighty, that's him.
Oh, messy restart. They bunched up. I don't know if Wood backed them up or not. Murphy up into 2nd. Here comes Dean Brindle on the top, up into 5th from nowhere. Dean Brindle in the Traffic Management 22. He came on strong towards the end of the first heat. He's got to go to the outside of Keaton Darm. Nearly ran the right rear. Loses some ground. Keaton Darm holds onto that 4th spot. Wood out front. Murphy, Pickerel. Go back to Darm, Brindle. Stephen Taylor's done a pretty good job over the first 2 races as well. In an unfamiliar car, Brad Tyrrell falling back. He was in the top 4. He got jumped off that restart. Skinny Colson, he's got a problem. He shuts down the Hydrolink 66B. He goes down onto the infield. Further problems for Skinny Colson. So Rodney Wood up top, chased by Peter Murphy into the 14.0s. For the race leader as they blast down the back straight at 100 miles an hour. Wood on the brakes trying to keep the car down the racetrack. Pickerel in 3rd, go back to Brindle. Brindle might be looking good here. A pair of 4th place finishes and just about have him the top qualifier. We'll try and work that out for you before we get into the feature. Jamie McDonald on a bit of a charge. He's up into the 7th position in the Hitachi J&J. In behind Stephen Taylor. James Darm, Brad Tyrrell, back to Ben Quinn. Colin Entwistle, Steve Walling, Greg Kilworth, Dean Shadbolt, Tony Eulenberg and the race leader Rodney Wood with Peter Murphy starting to close the gap. White flag next time for Rodney Wood. They are flying around Baypark. An assault on the sensors. Wing 410 sprint cars. There is nothing better just about in the world of motorsport. 1 lap to go for Rodney Wood. He's going to have to go low side on Greg Kilworth. Not a lot of room down there, but he gets it done. As in turn, Murphy's got to go to the outside of Dean Shadbolt. Still Pickerel in 3rd. So it will be Wood, Murphy, Pickerel just on the line from Dean Brindle, Keaton Darm, Stephen Taylor. A good run ahead of Jamie McDonald, James Darm, Tyrrell. As I said, from what I had written across the line, he was in the 6th position ahead of Colin Entwistle. and a win in the second heat had I had him as top qualifier. But for any reason, if his transponder was not working and they've been told, then that's all I can come up with. Disappointing for Rodney Wood fans, but hard to believe. I certainly scored him up here in the com box. All right, lights are out. We're going racing. 25 laps.
25. Fantastic.
Ready to go racing with the sprint cars, the Baypark Sprintcar Championship. Only 2 nights out before the New Zealand Sprint Car Champs at Western Springs. Brindle off the pole, Darm from 2, McDonald from 3, Murphy from 4. Murphy got the jump around the outside of McDonald, Darm to the outside of Dean Brindle, smoked on by in the Hydrolink 6M. So James Darm leads early from Brindle. Murphy upstairs in the 3rd position with a rocket run off 4. McDonald got a little bit loose off the inside line, trying to run that lower line through 3 and 4. Pickerel slots into the 5th spot, battling there with Steve Taylor. Taylor gets the run on him up into 5th, the youngster out of Wellington. Go back to Entwistle, Walling, Brett Tyrrell, back to Daniel Thomas, Keaton Darm. Go to Skinny Colson, who had a DNF in the second heat. Keaton Darm with a little mistake there in front of Jamie Duff. Duff had a steering issue in one of the heats that's seen him starting further back through the field as James Darm leads from Dean Brindle. 14-1 from James Darm out in front. Peter Murphy slots into the 3rd spot. Back to McDonald, Stephen Taylor, Steve Walling.
We've got the 55 up against the wall down the front.
Daniel Thomas.
Yeah, the cars are flashing by at around about 150 odd clicks about there.
A few extra yellows in that Grand Prix being a title event. All right, lights are out. We're going back to green. James Darm, Dean Brindle, Pete Murphy, Jamie McDonald, Stephen Taylor up to 5th in the Bay Speed Rental. Steve Walling up into 6th. Giant killing performance in the Burger King Gambler. Someone's picked up the restart cone, and that may bring out the yellows. The restart cone right in the middle of the racetrack. Yellows on. In 6th. All right, going back to green this time. James Darn leading them down very, very slowly. Gets on the gas. Steve Walling with a massive wheel stand off the restart. May give an opportunity for Brad Terrell down the inside into 1 as McDonald caught Murphy into 3rd. So 2 former national champs in 2nd and 3rd. Peter Murphy, a former title podium getter, I think finished 3rd behind Allard and Tommy Tarleton here about 3 seasons ago as James Darm streaking down the back straight. The Hydrolink 6 Maxim, that car looks perfect off 4. Just a little push off the exit. As Stephen Taylor just about got the fence, turned left and got down into the side of Steve Walling. Very lucky not to be a bigger incident than it was. As Darm, Brindle, McDonald, Murphy, back to Brad Tyrrell up into 5th. Tyrrell's gone 9th to 5th. Stephen Taylor 6th. Steve Walling 7th. Colin Entwistle 8th. Pickerel battling there with Keaton Darm for the 9th spot. Back to Skinny Colson, Jamie Duff, Ben Quinn. And then we're back to the leaders. Here comes Brindle at James Darm. Brindle closing up on James Darm as they get into lap traffic. Greg Kerworth running high, Uhlenberg running low. Brindle didn't get the best out of that deal. He's got low side on Darm, who jumps the cushion. Dean Brindle will lead going down the back straight. Darm comes back at him. Brindle hesitated for a moment in traffic. Darm gets the outside run. Brindle crosses him over. Back into the lead goes the traffic management. They've passed each other 3 times. Darm again jumps the cushion through 1 and 2. Spinner. Tony Uhlenberg. He's going to keep it running though. No yellows. Down through 1 and 2. Uhlenberg looped it up. Wheel stood but kept it going with the donut. Brindle more lap traffic. Running that high line. James Darm's not as comfortable up there. Here comes Murphy from nowhere. Tried the slider, Darm crosses him back over. Murphy 30 got back around Jamie McDonald. We got another one. Murphy just about got into Dean Shadbolt. How did he miss him? Man, he was close. Brindle, Darm, and we got one up and over. Dean Shadbolt in the 12. Lights are out. Can James Darm get Dean Brindle off this restart? Look for the inside run, I reckon, down into 1. Brindle's done a lot of racing though. He might go down there and cover, but James Darm has been pretty good on top as well as we go to green. Brindle leads them away. 10 laps down, 15 to go. Here comes Murphy on Darm, trying to get that bottom to work. The Dalton's 11, not too far away. They are screaming down the back straight. Darm drives around Murphy with a wheel stand. Lost a little bit of momentum. Brad Terrell comes into the equation, going to war with Jamie McDonald for that fourth spot as Brindle is driving away here out in front, working that high line. Darm up on the cushion as well. Peter Murphy. McDonald trying to get the bottom to work. He's loose down there. Not quite working for the former national champ as Brad Terrell throws one at him down through 1 and 2. Still Taylor ahead of Pickerel. Gee, Pickerel's been in strong form over the last few weeks, both here and at Western Springs. But it's Brindle out in front of Skinny. Colson retires to the infield yet again. Further problems with the Hydrolink 66P. McDonald and Terrell still going at it for 4th and 5th. Terrell got the run there initially, and then McDonald got back around him on the back straight. Pickerel trying to come back to Stephen Taylor for the next spot. Covered right now, but it's Dean Brindle. 9 laps to go. Distinct engine note. I think it's induction noise from the traffic management 22. It sounds quite different. Quite a high, shrill pitch whine from the front of the 22. Darm's under control now with Murphy's out by about 8 to 9 car lengths. Similar gap out in front for Dean Brindle over Darm. Another similar gap back to Jamie McDonald in 4th, 5th Terrell, 6th is still Taylor, 7th Pickerel as Greg Kilworth pulls to the infield in the 75. Brindle looks comfortable out in front, about to lap Colin Entwistle, which doesn't happen very often, as Pickerel picks up Stephen Taylor for that 6th position. But it's still Brindle out in front from James Darm. Peter Murphy starting to close back up, makes a little mistake through 3 and 4, loses all that momentum. He was just starting to reach in to that gap with James Darm up ahead. 4 laps to go for Dean Brindle. Wheel stands out of 3 and 4. 14.05, the fastest lap for Dean Brindle, nearly in the 13-second range. Darm and Murphy in behind, they've been in the 14.3s. Jamie McDonald 4th, Brad Terrell in 5th. Pickerel up into the 6th spot. Brindle with 3 to go. That's how they should finish. 2 to go. More lap traffic though coming up for Dean Brindle. Don't write the results in yet. Murphy trying to come back at Darm. Still McDonald 4th. Terrell 5th. Pickerel 6th. But the white flag will come out for Dean Brindle. Registers out of Auckland, but he's a hometown boy. Looks to go low side on Steve Walling. Here comes Murphy on James Darm. Can Murphy have one last go? Down into 3s, not close enough. Dean Brindle up the inside of Steve Walling. Brindle will win the Baypark Sprintcar Championships from Darm, Murphy, McDonald, Terrell. Greg Pickerel will finish in the 6th position ahead of Stephen Taylor. Oh, here we go. He's going to thread the needle. So Dean Brindle taking out the Baypark Sprintcar Champs. All right.
Peter Murphy, 3rd place is all we could get tonight.
Yeah, I was just saying to someone just then that open ground, we were no good. They just had motor on us or whatever, you know, they just drove away from us. We needed traffic. When we got into heavy traffic there, we gained on them and we got in the mix there pretty good. And then a couple of yellows and that just stretched them out again. And once they got running like that, you know, Dean just drove away from everybody, you know. So hats off to him. He did a great job.
Now, I know you've been running some special tyres that work really well in the slick, but of course, very grippy conditions for you out there.
Yeah, no. Ironically, they work pretty good on the heavy stuff too, because it's because they're so hard, they don't have a lot of movement in them, you know. So they don't work too bad. I'm sure a 10 would probably work better than what we're running, but that's all we've got. Is what it is, you know. We're happy to come home safely and move on to tomorrow, you know.
Look, Pete, you've got the New Zealand champs coming up shortly. Western Springs Speedway.
Yeah, we're there tomorrow if it doesn't rain. Apparently, everyone's saying it's going to rain, so maybe I'll have a day off then. But the champs are on Saturday, so hopefully we do well there. Hopefully it's really slick because that would suit me. And then, which I'm picking, it probably will be up that place. And we'll see what happens after that. And then after that, then we'll try and sell this old green beast and move on.
So if somebody wants to buy the car, jump onto your Facebook page on Peter Murphy Racing. Maybe have a chat.
That's as good a place as any.
Look, Pete, we certainly enjoy you coming here. Thank you very much on behalf of us all here at Baypark. Anything you'd like to say?
No, it's just always a pleasure to be here. Everyone treats me really well, even though I'm an Australian, / American. So, yeah, the Daltons, everything they do for me, they make me feel they're a big family company, and they make me feel just like part of it. So, yeah, it's a great place, and if you want to come and visit somewhere, come over here.
Pete, thank you very much. Well, I don't blame James Darn for having a drink right now. James, second place.
Yeah, we're pretty happy with that. Dean's pretty quick, and it was pretty epic cushion in 1 and 2 there. I just got over it a couple of times, and sort of that's how we got past. Murphy was sort of right on the back door, and that was a good race.
Heavy conditions out there. We've been running fairly slick most of the season here at Baypark, so a little bit different for you. Yeah,
it's good to have a change, I suppose. Early on the night, it's pretty heavy, and track was pretty heavy, and yeah, we just sort of try and stay out of trouble and get to the front.
Well, if it means something, you're the first local home.
Yeah, well, that's always a consolation, I suppose, but no, full credit to Dean and his team and our team, Hydrolink. Maxim it was pretty good tonight. We just didn't cook quite enough for... We hold off the American Yank anyway, so that's all right.
He's Australian. All right, James, look, you've got the New Zealand champs coming up shortly, Western Spring Speedway, a place that hasn't really been kind to you, but from what I heard, you ran really well there the other night.
Yeah, it was sort of, I guess we had to get one race in at that track before we do the New Zealand champs, but yeah, it was an interesting experience up there, going rubber down on one turn, so that was pretty good.
Look, James, just on the behalf of Baypark, best of luck up there at the champs, and yeah, I'm sure we'll be talking to you again this season.
We should see you a bit.
And the Baypark Sprint Car winner, the champion, Dean Brindle. Congratulations, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Look, Dean, the other night we talked to you. We were sort of going for the second sucks, but it was, of course, nice to be back behind the Allard machine. But tonight it was all yours.
Oh, definitely. We're pretty happy with how it all went tonight. And, everyone said that we had a good run out there and, we had a good lead in that. So I'm real happy with that. And we just, done little things to the car all night and came right at the end.
The Hydrolink 6 car was leading for a small part of the race until you had to fight your way through a few slide jobs back and forth.
Yeah, definitely. We had a good battle with James. He's driving really well at the moment. He's got his car going really good, so he's one to watch, I think. And no, it was a nice, safe moving with him, and yeah, just glad that we could have come out on top.
Now you've got the champs coming up. Of course, a good idea to come and doing a little bit of testing at the likes of Baypark. Test to win's always a nice way of doing it too.
Yeah, definitely. We had a bit of an average night at the Springs last night, and we just thought, look, we just got to keep that seat time up, and today's another day and have another run, and we're running up there again tomorrow night, but then we've got the title on Saturday, so we just got to keep tweaking it, and hopefully we can pull this one off on the 5th.
You're pretty good at this, you just said it on the infield, but you've got to thank those people that help and support you, don't you?
Oh, definitely, mate. Traffic Management, Full Buckland Motors, Robinson's Menswear, Pavilion Apartments, Hellas. There's a number of people on there, Adlight Signs, just everyone on the car. There's just too many to mention at the moment, but they all help us, and we're just grateful for all the support they give us.
Look, Dean, there is one more. I said to you at the start of the night, if you do well tonight, don't forget to thank the...
Yeah, I was saving CBD for last, mate, so obviously they look after us with functions and little bits and pieces for the team, so well done to the team too. It's a team effort, not just me in the driver's seat, so well done to the team as well.
All right, Dean, look, congratulations again. Thank you very much.
Cheers, man. Appreciate it.